How is everybody doing today? Give me about 2 seconds here. Say we're going live. How's everyone doing today? Sorry, my friends, I got off late. Got off real late today, so I'm a little behind on all my stuff, but we're caught up to where we need to be. I'm just gonna let a couple people jump on in here quick. We're gonna wait a couple minutes. Well, not even a couple minutes. Let's wait a minute here, and then we'll get started. This live probably won't be hours long like the usual other ones, but I do have a lot of things I want to go over, and I do. Sweetheart, baby boy, can you speak somewhere else, please? Thank you. But there's a lot of things I want to go over because there's so many narratives going around right now, and again, nobody's watching the right stuff. So I mean, everything we need to have. Sweetie, I'm gonna have to take this toy from you. Sweetheart, thank you, thank you, thank you. Sorry, guys, that's crazy. All right, so give it one more minute here, and then we'll start. Let me go grab a drink real quick, and we can go. Alrighty, sorry about that. Just grabbing a drink here. Alright, so let's get started. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We have a lot to go over today. There is a lot of, people freaking out about people jumping off the AMC and the bandwagon, they say, and all this stuff, and are we going to be okay, and blah, 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 and fuck them, we don't need them. They all did their purpose now, my friends. Like I said, this shit's all coming to a close here. I can't. Everyone I've talked to that works in this industry, nobody can see this going on much longer. I mean, at this point, everything's pretty much, exhausted at this point to the max. And a lot of the things is, this is all so intertwined. You got ISDA and all of these people that are doing strategic failure to levers. They're moving them across, across the borders here. They're moving them into under countries so we can't see the FTDs that we've went over before. Now, what this ends up doing is when you have everybody, borrowing, everyone running on credit, nonstop forever. Eventually that credit runs out. And you're seeing this now going on in Europe. And I keep telling everybody to watch what happens in Europe, because everything that is happening in Europe is going to start happening in the United States. Now, if you guys remember about the bonds, before we start getting into all these banks quick, if you guys remember about the bonds, I was telling you pull this up here quick, give me 10 seconds here. So, the bond market right now is the main thing I want people to focus on. The bond market is where most of these people do their hedging in their short positions. This is where a lot of people make money. This is where all the biggest banks are in. They're all in this bond market. This bond market, like I said, it's worldwide. They're all tangled in. Now, if you guys look over at what's happening inside of Europe, you guys look over here and you got the pension funds that are still having a whole bunch of problems. The pension funds can't afford the collateral, they can't afford the collateral requirements. Phase 6, which is what I told you was going to happen. They cannot afford this. This is putting more pressure on the government. So what happened over in UK? What happened over there? I'm sorry, not UK, Europe. They ended up going over to the Swiss, and they said, hey, we're going to have to bail you guys out. The Swiss, Bank of England had to go ahead and they had to buy all of those bonds back so they could lower the interest rate. Now, a lot of people don't understand what these treasuries are. So I'm just going to go ahead and explain these treasuries very quickly so people understand what this means. Treasury bonds. What is a treasury bond? It's basically a government's debt, and they're selling it. They're basically selling it over to you. You're going to hold on to this treasury bond. As long as you hold on to the treasury bond, they will pay you an interest rate or a coupon rate. And at this point, that is how, you'll make money and why you would buy the treasury bonds. What the government is supposed to do with this money from the treasury bonds is, move the country forward, pay down debt, whatever they think that they can do. Now, when it comes to the treasury bonds in the United States, as we are seeing, there's a lack of liquidity all across the board. There's every single bank going ballistic right now. What are we going to do with this treasury market? It's drying up fast. That's going to put up a whole bunch of pressure on these pension funds. Now, if you guys have been watching Europe, oh man, I'm on the wrong screen this whole time. I'm sorry, guys. It's on the wrong screen. What a fucking idiot, dude. My bad, y'all. Like I said, it's been a long fucking day, dude. Let me move this over here. I don't need that. Boom. Okay. Now, back to what the hell I was saying. So, if you guys look over here again, back to the treasury bonds. Now, if you look over here in the UK, what they ended up having to do is they had to buy a massive amount. Bank of England had to come over here and they bought a ton of treasury bonds. They paid back a ton of their debt. By doing this, it lowers the interest rates on your bonds. Why? Because now you're showing people that you can pay this back. When the bonds interest rates raise, it's because other countries and other people look at your country. They'll use the USA as an example. They look over at the USA and they say, you guys are 24 trillion in debt. 24 trillion in debt to your public. Think of how fucked up that is. You owe your public $24 trillion. That is where basically all of your debt in the United States comes from. Foreign debt is up to 7.6 trillion. That's not that much. Now, as you guys can see, now that you actually have it on the right screen, it's just like in the UK. What's happening now is nobody's coming into the United States. The United States currently is unable to raise capital. Why? No one's buying their treasury bonds. So what they need to come do, and on top of this, you're going to start to have a ripple effect throughout the economy, just like you're seeing in the UK. What's going on is these pension funds in the United States now are going to start feeling it. We're going to get into the banks here in a minute, but these pension funds, we're going to just talk about the United States now for a minute. There's a boom coming, you guys, and this boom is going to be catastrophic. And I know you've heard it for, everyone's like, oh, we've heard this for a while. I'm going to show you how and why it's being propped up and how it's not allowed to fail currently. The reason it's not allowed to fail. What are people saying? Can you guys not hear me? I'm hearing, seeing people in the chat saying they can't hear me. If you guys can hear me, just type a 1 real quick in the chat. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. I'm not seeing any ones. Can you guys hear me? Anybody? Anybody? Can you hear me? Okay, perfect. Sorry. I was like, what the hell? No one's saying yes or nothing. All right, sorry about that. All right, sorry about that. Now we're going to go back into the United States. All right, the boom that's coming. Now, in the United States, no one's buying treasury bonds. The United States is in a recession. I don't care what they redefine the word as, we're in a recession. I don't care what the government says. Now, you're unable to raise money here, so the United States is no longer gaining money. On top of that, the debt that's currently out, the United States is now paying more and more. Murphy, buddy, come on. You cannot eat my headphones. Good grief. This is the most unready fucking video ever. I'm sorry, guys. This is the problem with live videos. You get this dog going crazy and eating everything. All right, back to this. So now you have the pie chart I always bring up. Now you have the rich hoarding all the money. You have a barely any middle class left. And you have the poor. As we went over, poor don't have money to put back into the economy. Middle class is dying off. Inflation's killing it. On top of that, you got rates on everything killing it. Gas. I don't have to sit there and write the long list of everything that you guys know the middle class is getting destroyed. Taxes, blah, blah, blah. Now, nobody's putting money back into the economy. We have the 1% who is holding on to all of this money. And on top of that, they are funneling it offshores. Now, this is what I've been trying to explain to everybody. When you do this for so long, when you sit there and this 1%, this big scoop here just takes, and then they print, and they print, and they print. There's no other way for this to go. This is why I've been telling everybody to just relax. There's only two ways this can go. Either the feds have to sit there and they're going to print trillions again. But the problem is like I showed you in 2020. They printed out 80% of all your U.S. currency. You can't print again. You just did this. If you do this again, your inflation is going to rise so much to the point where they can't ever get it back down. It'd be so fucked up. There's no way that they can go ahead and do the printing machine one more time. So, what is going on in the United States? You are going to have the 1% continuously hold and steal. And what's happening? You have the feds currently, as I'm going to show you now. Everything should be destroyed by now. Literally everything. Everything is based on credit. Now, one of the things that I talk about with ISDA, this will be the end of it all. ISDA. ISDA is worldwide. ISDA is where they go ahead and they hide their FTDs. ISDA is where they can go ahead and, as we've shown you in previous lawsuits, that they have lost. This isn't fucking trust me, bro. They've lost these lawsuits and they've been caught doing it. And I'll go ahead and pull up each one if you want. They have been caught literally sending strategic FTDs, as they call them in the business, overseas. They are finding locates, but they're using the locates overseas. This is what we were showing you before with the flex option report on the OCC. Now, as you guys come over here and look, you can come on this website and you can actually go ahead and look. Fucks. Why don't I have... I don't have the 16. Oh, duh. Fucking retarded. Alright, so if you come over here, you can actually see the flex options that were taken out. Now, if you guys look over here, down here, sorry, move this over quick. If you guys look down here, this tells you what type of equity they are attached to, okay? So as you can see, 2 is European, 3 is American, blah, blah, blah. Now, if you guys come down here, you go over to AMC, what they have been doing is they have not using AMC, okay? You can't find AMC, but what you can find is IMW. The IMW is the biggest holding of an ETF that has AMC involved. So what are they doing? They use European flex options. And then they use the locate inside of those AMC shares, inside of these ETFs as false locates. Me and Randall Cornett used to pull this up almost every single day. Back in the day when it first started, they used to have AMC in this report almost every other day. Then it ended up switching over to IMW, or IWM, sorry. Yeah, sorry, I read that wrong, man. I don't know why I said that wrong. But if you guys look at these reports, like I said, the information is out there. It's out there for all of us to see. You just got to know what to look for, and that's the problem, is not many people know what to look for. But like I said, if you come on this website, I'll go ahead and post it down here. You can see each day flex options that are open and the ones that are attached with European equity as well. Now, let's get back over to here. Now, when it comes to ISDA, the biggest players in ISDA are going to be your banks, and I would say your governments. Now, the problem is with ISDA is you have ISDA worldwide, okay? ISDA is worldwide. Every single country has their own set of rules and regulations. So something that might be, let's just write China for instance. You got China rule regulations, you have European rule regulations, blah, blah, blah. One of the things that, problem in ISDA currently is it's not centrally cleared. So just because somebody was able to do a trade in one country doesn't mean the things that they were allowed to do and attach with that were truly allowed in another country. So this is one of the major problems going on currently in ISDA is you have so many sets of regulations and rules in all of these companies. The World Bank's not really regulating the way that they should be doing it inside of ISDA. And on top of that, before all of this, you had the DTCC, which was in charge of ISDA. Well, this is the biggest conflict of interest. This is the biggest conflict of interest in the stock market, period. This is worse than market makers. The DTCC being 100% in charge like they used to be, and being the writers of ISDA contracts, meant that your derivatives market is now 2.2 quad notional volume. Now, a lot of people sat there and asked me, where are we going to get this money? How are they, if it squeezes, where are they going to get their money? How are they going to pay us? What are they going to do? A lot of it's going to be in this derivatives market. A lot of it is also going to be what I was trying to explain to you guys earlier. It's going to be in rapid. We'll get to that in a second. It's going to be rapid. We'll get to that in a second. That one. Where the fuck? Here it is. You have all of these. So you're going to have all of these people selling off assets. If you guys look here, actually grab the wrong screen. Give me 2 seconds. Like I said, I'm sorry. I didn't have enough time to set up. I usually have like 25 minutes. I had 5 minutes to set up today because fucking wifeys and all this stuff. Give me 20 seconds. And we're going to listen to this idiot too. I want you guys to understand what's going on with the CBDC and listen from their own mouth, because it's fucking joking. That CBDC literally is the end of freedom. It's the end of freedom, period. It's the end of everything with the United States. We're going to get into that thing here in a second. Where the hell is this? Okay, so Credit Suisse, they ended up selling their... Of course I can't find it. Whatever, fuck it. Credit Suisse is selling one of their major HQs, and they're selling a whole bunch of they're liquidating a whole bunch of their assets, which is where I was telling you guys, this is where it's going to come from. Where's the MOAS money going to come from? MOAS will come from assets from these fucking piece of shits like banks. I'm sorry, like buildings, houses, which is why Ken bought the biggest house he could. Because of the Homestead Act, they cannot come after his house. Even if all this other bullshit comes, he gets to keep his house, which is why Ken went out and bought that massive house. And then what did he do? He gave one to his mom. Why? So his mom could go ahead and say, this is my primary residence. Homestead Act, you can't take it. We know. Ken Griffin, this is my primary house, you can't take it. We know. Fuck you, Florida. But this is what's going to start to happen. You're going to see these skyscrapers. They're going to have to sell them. They're going to have to go into this derivatives market. You're going to have to start selling this. Problem is nobody's buying. And this is why I'm showing you guys. They are so fucked, it's not even funny. They have no way out, and they're fucked. There's nothing they can do. They can sit here and keep trying to make liquidity. They can keep trying to make these stupid-ass little, oh, here's this new program. Here's a new program. It doesn't matter. They're so fucked, it doesn't even matter. There's nothing they can do. As long as nobody sells, these guys are taking hits across the board. These guys are being bailed out by the government. Let's go over to the feds quick. Now, we all see what's going on in Europe. This is why I keep talking about Europe. Because everything that's happening in Europe is like a pre-shadow on what's going to happen in the United States and everywhere else. You can see what is going on. First, let's get into this. The IMF has warned of an increased risk. Now, I want you to listen to how PC this is. You understand this now. I've taught you well enough to understand what they're saying. I'm going to read it off, and then I'll explain what they're saying in layman's terms. The IMF has warned of an increased risk of rapid, disorderly repricing in the financial market, which is exacerbated by existing vulnerabilities and a lack of liquidity. What does that mean? In other words, we're warning you of a risk of rapid disorderly repricing, which is a crash. We're warning you of a crash in the markets. Why? Because there's too many vulnerabilities by lack of liquidity. There is too many ISDA contracts expiring. You have too many banks over leveraged. And not only that, we haven't even seen the family office I've been thinking about come out of the woodworks yet. And I'm not going to say their name until they do. There is a family office I've been watching, and I don't think they're going to make it here much longer. And when they do, go down. Oh, it's one of the things I've been waiting for is this fucking family office to go down so bad. Now, if you guys look back at this, the federal government and through ISDA, they're all tied down. And they see that if Europe falls, all of these banks that have bonds in the United States are going to get fucked. They're going to get fucked hard. They're going to lose all this money and they can't afford it. They're already over leveraged 200 to 1. And this is why I keep saying to people, when people are like, "Oh man, these guys are losing just $1 billion. It's not a big deal." When you're over leveraged 201 and you take a $4 billion loss, that's a big fucking deal. Sorry, it is. That's a big deal. All these people, man, they got trillions in cash. They have 1.2 trillion in cash. Virtue. But they're over, or not Virtue, JP Morgan. But they have like fucking 53 trillion in the derivatives. So I could give a shit less what this number is that they want to sit there and brag about. That doesn't touch this. That does nothing to that. What does 1.2 trillion do to that? Nothing. Who cares? This is my point. They are so over leveraged across the board. They're so fucked. It's insane. There's nothing they can do. All they're trying to do is make retail. Buy bonds. I just showed you guys last week in my last live. CNBC, CNN, everything. Please, buy bonds. They're the greatest thing in the world. If you guys think the stock market is so bad, buy these bonds. And what happens now in the bond market? You look over here, and what's it say? The bond market is the worst bond market in the last 320 fucking 2 years. It's the first worst ever. 3 years were worse than this, and that's it. The bond market is going to shit, which is what we need. The bond market is getting fucked, and this is where all of their natural hedges, this is where all of their fucking leverage is. This is where all their, we can use this as collateral. Collateral, it's all gone. It's all drying the fuck up. And this is why the United States Treasury is going, hey, do we need to buy back these bonds, you guys? Does the United States need to pay back some debt? Just like the Bank of England did? Because what's happening in Europe is happening here times 1,000. Feds bailing them out. Government bailing them out. BlackRock bailing them out. But it's all going down. They don't have all this much money to keep bailing these fuckers out. There's no way out for them. It's literally, there's no fucking way out for them. They're sitting there praying to God. I know, you guys, I know you didn't count on it lasting this long. I know you didn't. Problem is for them, they didn't either. And what are they doing? Here's the difference between us and them. We're chilling. They're losing trillions. Sure, some of you are at a loss right now. I know you are. And I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, yeah, it's blah, blah, blah. It's no big fucking deal. I'm never going to say you losing money is not a big deal. It's a horrible fucking thing. I hate it when anyone fucking loses money. But what they're losing compared to us at the rate that they're losing it is not even fucking close. None of you have sold anything. So everybody going, I'm in the red. Yeah, you're in the red, but you didn't sell, so you haven't taken a loss yet. They have sold assets. They are liquidating stocks. They are firing employees. They are closing mortgage units. So I get that people look down and go, fuck, I'm in the red. God, this sucks. I've been in the red for a while. Welcome to a bear market. They are so over liquidated, they have no choice but to liquidate. Or I'm sorry, they are so over leveraged, they have no choice but to liquidate assets. That's it. You are going to see blood, like I've been showing you. Blood and blood and blood. You're going to keep seeing this. It's going to keep going. You have these banks. I don't think people understand how fucking... These banks are tied to everything. Everything. They are the biggest criminals in the world. They are the head of the U.S. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what... Oh, no, the government... No, they're not. They are the fucking government. Is your banks. They run the fucking world. When these fuckers go down, when these banks start to get fucked up, and we, the people, start to say, no more too big to fail. We start voting out piece of shits. Now, I fucking hate politics. I hate them. I hate every fucking politician in the world. I don't care. They're all fucking trash. They're all fucking trash. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, this one guy's perfect. This guy's... No, they're all trash. They all do the same fucking shit. And it's to this point where everybody sits there, and this is one of the problems in life. Everybody goes, I'm Democrat. I'm blue. I'm red. I'm this. I'm that. Instead of looking at that, you should be looking at... Think about it this way. Politicians, what do? Let's say before election time, after election time, say before and after. Okay. What do? Before, they make promises to fix everything. Oh, man, I'll fix everything in the world. I'm the best fucking person. I'm the best candidate. Only I have the ideas. They're fucking all stupid. Blah, blah, blah. It's all this, oh, my God, and blah, blah, blah. So then they go, all right, I'll fix the world. Now they go, what are the main 3 issues going on in the United States? Okay, what are the top 3? Now what I'm going to do is take my stance on those. Oh, abortion. Guns. Same-sex marriage. Can't think of the other fucking big ones. You know what I'm talking about. Taxes, whatever. Taxes. They always say, the mean corporations are against us, but then they go help them. So, what do? They make promises you want to hear. That's it. Now, what happens when they get elected? After. I'm just going to write this because they do it every single time. They break every promise. They break every fucking promise that they ran their entire campaign on. They break every single one of them. But they might do 1 or 2 half-assed. So they don't do what they said they were going to do fully. They do it 1 or 2 of them half-assed, and then they break every other one of them. Am I wrong? And then what do they do when they get into office? They go ahead and take every fucking bribe that they can take. They go ahead and do insider trading. They go ahead and do paid speeches. They go ahead and write laws for lobbies. For the lobbyists. And who runs the lobbyists? Corporations. So I say, everybody, red or blue, don't give a fuck about you. Stop saying I'm Democrat. Stop saying I'm Republican. And stop looking at what their campaign promises are. They're going to break every one of them. They're going to lie to you all day long, and then the second you give them their job, they're going to go back on everything they said. Instead of saying I'm red or blue, or saying, hey, what's his stance on this? Who cares what his stance is? Who gives a shit? His stance is irrelevant because he's not going to fucking do anything to help your law or your stance that you're agreeing on him with. He's not going to fucking do anything about it. And start looking at this. Who's paying them? That's it. Every fucking time you vote, that's what you should look for. Who's paying them? Who contributed to their campaign? Who do they hang out with? Because this is how they're going to vote. This is how they're going to write laws. These are the laws they will make. Not the ones that they went on and said, oh, I know this is horrible in America, so we're going to fix it this way. No, you're not going to do that. You're going to tell me you're going to do it until you get in office, and you won't. Said, man, we have way too many people that are way too loyal to fucking red or blue when they're the same fucking cloth. Said, this is why our fucking country is so fucked up. You have all these tool bags, red or blue, and then what do? And now I'm going to explain to you guys real quick. Why haven't we seen the market crash yet? Why has there been no market crash? Very fucking simple. The feds. This is it. This is the only reason why you haven't seen it yet. The feds are over here giving billions of dollars in fucking overnight loan swaps to the people that would fail. Why? Midterms. It's all about fucking midterms. The Fed know that if these Swiss banks go down, it will come over to the United States and it will fuck us hard. I mean hard. Guys, I've seen a lot of questions. I'll get into all that stuff. I've written down everything you guys are... I'm not ignoring you. I've written it all down, so we'll get to that at the end. I just don't like to... I just go on so much. I don't like to go into chat and take 16 questions and then totally forget where I was at, because I just go over too much stuff. I'll answer all those questions. I do got them written down, so don't think I'm not ignoring you guys. But, the feds are looking over. We can't let this crash before midterms. If we do, Republicans win. Period. If there's a market crash before the fucking midterms, trust me, Republicans will win. They don't want that type of shit. And what else does this do? Think about this as a government way of thinking. All right. If we, let's say the team they don't want to win, it doesn't matter actually who cares who wins. Let's say Republicans win. Well, what are they going to do? If there's a crash now on the fucking... when these guys take over, it's going to be this. Oh, Republicans, it's their fault. It's all their fault. And what are they going to say? No, it was the Democrats before us. So it gives everybody, once again in the feds, the power to have conflict of interest amongst the people. long as you have this, you will always have infighting for lower class. And as long as there is infighting in the lower class, the government has complete control. They have power. They can go ahead and do whatever they want, say what they want, tell you that this is for your best interest, as you see every single day. So, currently, the feds do not want a massive crash. They're propping it up with the PPT team, with these loans. They're doing every fucking thing that they can do to possibly delay this just a little longer. And that is what my point was with this asset things with these guys. When you wake up every day, what are you doing? You're not doing anything. You're just chilling. You're fucking living your life. A lot of you are waking up and you're coming on reading about the market, panicking and looking at the stock price and all this stuff, and who fucking cares? In the end of the day, they're the ones selling everything. They're the ones that still, no matter what, have the risk of losing unlimited losses. Not us. On top of that, they're selling and we're not. You don't see what's going on in the background with these banks, with the liquidity and with this liquidation in the background. You don't know what buildings they're selling until they're sold. Trust me. Don't even say trust me. I'm not going to say trust me, bro. Look at the data. It's everywhere in front of you. There's no more money. There's no more liquidation. Lack of liquidity. Existing vulnerabilities. There will be a crash. There is nothing that can stop this. This is why I've been telling you guys, stop worrying about AMC and these stupid fucking price movements and worry about the boom. Because when the boom comes, you're going to want to make sure your shit's safe. I want the boom, in my eyes, which I've said for 16 months, the boom is what we need from OAS. We need it. This is what we need. Why? If liquidity is gone, if there's nowhere these guys can go ahead and borrow and borrow and borrow and borrow from, guess what they got to do? Cover. When collateral dries up, what happens? It's harder to hold short positions. When you see their blue chips go down, that's a big deal for them. They're losing collateral every minute they wake up, but we're not. We don't need unlimited collateral. Our shit's paid for. We just need to wait. We paid for it. They borrowed. Who do you think's under more pressure? MOAS is 100% about applying pressure to shorts and banks. And the key to all of it, banks. When banks get margined, guess where they got to go? Market makers. Let me say that again. When banks get margined, guess where they got to go? Market makers. You owe us. We need to collect on these contracts. This, that, this. These fucking secret little strategic FTDs need to be filled. This money that you have in the CNS program that is fucking owed. You have to buy it back. They have no choice. Like I said, the shit's drying up everywhere. You're seeing the government saying we need to buy these treasury bonds back. We need to pay back our debt. Why? No one's giving us money for treasury bonds because they don't believe we can ever pay back our own people. Think of how fucked up that is. The dollar is it basically across the whole world is like the strongest it's ever fucking been. But nobody believes in our treasury bond market, and no one believes the United States, even with it being the strongest, can pay back their debt. Which means no investments are going into the United States. None of them. It's a ticking time bomb. On top of that, what else is happening? Housing market's about to crash. You're already seeing price drops. You're already seeing price drops in the house market. Where the hell did I... Just saw that. What the hell was it? It was, Sorry, I'm tired right now. Seen... I can't remember who fucking showed me this. It was, Whatever, I'll get back to this in a second. You're seeing the house price drop. You're seeing interest rates rise. What else are you seeing? Bond market crash. Now, house market. Who is this going to affect? We already know BlackRock bought up a godly amount of homes. 50K above ask. Well, if that means if these prices are dropping, BlackRock's going to take a fucking huge hit in the housing market. On top of that, you got banks. Guess what else? Guess what banks do? They love mortgage loans. They can go ahead and use them in the derivatives market as collateral. They can go ahead and use your interest as collateral. Well, guess what? That's drying up. Banks are closing mortgage branches down. I don't remember what that fucking, what was it? I think it was like Vibe or something. Something weird like that. It was Australian. I think it was Vibe or something. Yeah, Volt. Do you guys remember Volt a little bit ago? Volt, everyone was all jacked up. Volt actually ended up going under because what they ended up doing was getting involved in the housing market. And there's a ton of housing market woes, and they got involved right at pretty much the worst time. A housing crash will fuck these banks up. It will fuck these guys up. You have no idea how bad this is going to be. Bond market, I just showed you. It is the fourth worst in history. I mean, that in a sec. Where the fuck? Oh, here you go. Here's your bonds. They're the fourth worst in history. Stock market is bleeding, which means they have less collateral every second. On top of that, you have what? The treasury market dead. I mean fucking dead. They said, I wish I didn't post so much shit. I really wish I didn't post so much shit so I could just find this stuff right away. I mean, look at this bond. I mean, look at this. This is what is going to start happening in the United States. 60-40 portfolios are having their worst performance. Let me say that again. 60-40 portfolios are performing worse than the Great Depression. Think of how fucking insane that is. Like I said to everybody, they are bleeding to death. I don't care if AMC's price is down to $10, $5, $25. If AMC's price is sitting at $5, let's just make it $5. And this crash happens. Or let's say AMC sitting at $2. And this finally breaks. You see one of these go down. And this is what I'm trying to show you guys. If one of these goes down, they all do. Black Swan events. Everybody's talking about them. Florida could have been one. Hurricanes. We are so over-leveraged. We don't have the resources to fix stuff. These simple things in our own country. Sorry. This is why I'm trying to explain how to say this without it being market manipulation or me doing financial advice. So fucking stupid. Because, you know, we could say it if we were billionaires, but fuck. God, why? Alright, I'm gonna try and move on and try and think of something else. Because I can't see any way to say this without someone yelling and crying about it. So I'm not gonna do it. Either way. So, back to what I was just saying. If AMC is at 5, if AMC is at 2, if AMC is at $1, and they have to start the cover process, if AMC is at $50, it doesn't fucking matter. When this crashes and they run out of collateral and they get that margin call, these prices are all gonna go, this can all hit the same. What do I mean by that? Let's say AMC's 50 and then MOAS starts. Well, you know who's not gonna be able to buy? Retail, FOMO. It's gonna be more expensive. They're gonna be able to participate less than if it's down here getting involved. White shooting up, shooting up, shooting up. Retail themselves, us, when it's shooting up. When it starts here and it goes up to 5, 10, 15, we could start buying then compared to 75, 100, blah, 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 and you can get more. This is what I'm saying. Everybody is so worrying about if it starts at 1, if it starts at 50, it's got to be at $10 or we can't see 1,000. You can see it at any point. It doesn't fucking matter. What matters is when they cover, how much they need to cover, how many strategic FTDs are being covered at once, the CNS program, how many shorts are finally being wiped out of the market, how much retail is getting involved. There's a ton of factors. Ton of factors. This is why I tell you to stop watching this line. It does not matter. It does not matter. Unless you're coming online that day and saying, I want to buy some shares, but I want to buy it at the best price. Stop worrying about the line right now. Stop worrying about fucking, oh my God, they're killing us. No, we are fucking their world. They're selling everything. Guess what? Phase 6 came. It's been what? 6 weeks? Phase 6 happened and 6 weeks in. We're at 7.2 trillion. Has been wiped from the market. That is over 1 trillion a week has been erased. Since Phase 6, unlimited collateral is gone. COVID exemptions are gone. When this amount of money is suddenly exiting to cover phantom bullshit, don't tell me Phase 6 didn't have a fucking effect. It is destroying their collateral. It is doing everything I want it to do. It is putting all of this pressure on the pension funds, which is why the feds now go, if we don't pay down some of this debt, if we don't get our interest rates down, we are going to cause a margin call on pension funds. And if our pension funds get margin called, that is the fucking end of it, dude. I don't even know what the hell's gonna happen. I can't even imagine what would happen. But it's just like UK. That is why they needed to buy back all of that debt. They have no choice. The feds, the government, these shorts, these banks, they're all in between a rock and a hard place. What is their goal every day? What is their goal every day? Their only goal every day is to kick the fucking can, kick the can one more time. They wake up every fucking day and they go, how can I kick the can? Is there any way I can kick the can for me and my company specifically? That's what they focus on every fucking day. How can I shuffle this around? Oh, it shouldn't have came. How can I shuffle this around to cover this without being liquidated? How can I shuffle this around to do this and this and this and this and this? We wake up every day and we go, I hope they cover. That's it. That's all you think. They have to sit there and fucking do all this shit, dude, to get one more day. They had to make up, what, STFs, CNS program, options fuckery. They need to fucking make up BDRs, foreign exchanges. They need Rule 203B, fill before locate. They need to mismark shorts as longs. They need to do every fucking thing criminal-wise and anything they can do, any loophole they can think of for a couple more days. The question is when? I just went over when. After midterms. This crash will happen after midterms. Do I think liquidity is the issue or FTDs? Well, you got to think of what is liquidity? What is liquidity? I'm just going to ask the chat. Let's see what people think. What does liquidity mean to everybody in the chat? I'm just curious. Liquidity. This fucking thing. Liquidity is the creation of a temper liquidity is the creation of temperamental value. For a moment, I need to make liquidity. I need to create value that isn't theirs to sell to a buyer. I don't have it. I don't have the asset they want. I don't own it. So what do? I dip into what we call liquidity. And it's a fake value to cover an asset you don't own. Sean, you're right, but that's pretty much the fucking definition that they tell you what it means, when in reality, this is what it means. I don't have what you want, so I'm going to give you an IOU. I'm going to go dip into the CNS program. I'm going to sell you a short share and mark it as exempt. It's always something to fucking here's an asset to represent the value that you wanted to purchase, but I know it doesn't actually equal it, but I'm going to say it does for now. Liquidity is the fake value to cover an asset that they currently do not have. It's exactly what it is. It is fake monetary value. Brief moment. It's momentary monetary value. It's so fucking stupid. So what is the, you know, what's the difference, or what's worse, the FTDs or the liquidity? Well, at this point, liquidity is gone. There's nowhere that they can go. When they're saying there's no more liquidity around, that means the CNS program's tapped. That means fucking, you know, all their resources at hand, all these little magic programs they have they're all gone. They're fucking exhausted them all. So this means they have nowhere that they can go in and say, here's some fake, we can create fake shit. FTDs are basically just stealing. And not even covering your stealing. So, what's worse, liquidity or FTD? FTDs 100% of the time. It is always FTDs. CNS, central nervous system. CNS is called continuous net settlement. It is a program created by the DTCC for market makers to never have to cover their positions unless it's adequate trading at the time and it won't hurt them. CNS program creates billions of synthetic shares for every single company that they are trying to attack. CNS program makes it so they can take out unlimited regardless of volume. You can take as many shares out as you want, even if they don't exist, through the CNS program. All they care about is your net value of the amount of the volume that you took out. So they don't care if you borrowed 10 billion shares, they just want the cash value of the 10 billion shares. And then what you can do is take those 10 billion fake shares you got from the CNS program and use them to cover your position. The CNS program is literally the biggest fucking joke in the history of the United States. Can I say the name of the family office? No, I'm not going to say that yet, man. I know I could get in trouble. FTDs and swaps are the infinite liquidity bit. Exactly. FTDs and swaps through ISDA, the derivatives market. Those are literally the infinite money glitch that they've had for the last 2 years. That is now gone. Which is why you're finally seeing them liquidate everything and go right across the board in the stock market. You are now knowing why you are in a bear market. Because they have nothing else to fucking sit there and go, hey, here's collateral. Hey, here's this. Let's just open this. Let's borrow here. Let's borrow it. It's gone. There's nowhere to borrow. All they have left to do is sell off assets and we sit there and watch. Just relax. Chill out. Play some video games. Stop worrying about if YouTubers are still covering this or not. Who cares? Fuck them. What are they going to... See, I'm going to bring up Trey for a minute. We're going to go to Trey for a second. Because Trey was the leader. Everyone likes to say. I'm not going to say the leader. Everybody says he... Trey was the... I guess you could say the face of the franchise. Trey was the biggest known guy out there with AMC. Everybody, most people got involved with him. Everybody knows who he is. Trey, blah, blah, blah. Everybody freaked out when Trey said, I'm done covering AMC. I'm going to move on, and I'm just going to show people just market shit. Stock market stuff. Trading strategies. Whatever the fuck he's doing. I honestly don't even know. I don't even care what he's doing. Now, everybody was like, oh my god, are we going to get fucked? Is the movement over? And I've said thousands and millions of times. No one person is bigger than the movement. I don't care if anybody stops. It doesn't matter. When all these guys, these YouTubers stopped covering AMC back in the day, and they go, the DD's done and all this stuff. Did the movement stop doing DD? Did we stop learning because they did? Did we stop getting smarter with the market? Did we stop learning, more of their corruption, more of this? No. We learned more and more. And not only that, we surpassed every one of these YouTubers. All of their knowledge. Why? Because they stopped looking a long time ago. Most of these fucking people stopped doing DD. And most of these YouTubers got famous doing what? Taking others DD. They didn't go on and do DD. They weren't the one deep diving and providing this information and spending hours finding it. They took 5 minutes and they copied a tweet and then said, look, I'm going to show you this guy on Twitter. I'm going to show you what he's saying, because if I'm wrong, I can blame him. No, he was wrong. I just thought, he looked so right. On top of that, now this makes it look like they are smart. Looks like they're trying to do stuff, but they're not. Gives them content to shill. But in the end of the day, they weren't gaining any knowledge. They weren't looking at what the fuck is going on in the background. Right before Trey stopped covering AMC, what happened? I did a video with him. How many times in mine Trey's video did he fucking say he was wrong about all this stuff and admit he didn't do the things he should have and made errors in this? That shit matters. These guys know what the fuck happens. Like I said, if I died tomorrow and I never covered AMC again, would the movement stop? No, it does not fucking matter. Trey and me had a long ass talk about all this stuff. I'm looking over like, bro, all these fucking people, Tara, all these fucking shill piece of craps that started off in the movement. Oh my God, we're the popular crowd. Everyone come learn at us. Only we're right, blah, 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 can follow this, blah, blah, blah. They felt entitled, and they didn't need to do any of this other shit. Like I said, none of this matters. Even with Trey, the movement's stronger than ever, even though he's gone. When me and Trey had that talk and he realized he was wrong on a lot of shit, what did he say? All right, guys, I'm going to stop covering AMC because all of the DDs out there, I know what I hold. I'm not selling. I don't need to sit there and cover this shit every day, which is why I told everybody, these YouTubers don't need to cover this shit every day. There's not that much fucking shit going on. There is, but not like towards AMC's price action on the daily, on a squeeze fucking play. And he looks over and he goes, I'm done doing this shit because there's nothing to fucking go on, and everyone freaks out. Guys, there's nothing to fucking worry about at this point. 1 year ago, what were they doing? What were the banks and all these guys doing before this? They were borrowing fucking money they didn't worry about. And they kept on shorting, and they kept doing this. Now they're selling assets. Now they're going to the government for fucking bailouts left and right. Now the government's going to have to buy back fucking treasury bonds to help out the pension funds, to do this. Because there's so much shit going on that it's like I said, nothing's going to stop this. No one, nothing. These idiots, these fucking shorts, these banks, the government, they cannot stop this. It is too big. Too many people are figuring this out. Too many people are leaving ISDA banks. Too many people are not buying their bonds or junks. Look, they have bags everywhere. Think about this. You guys think you're holding a bag with one stock. These fuckers are holding the bags in the housing market. They're holding bags in the bond market. And these aren't just small bags, guys. These are... The feds alone have $2.7 trillion in mortgage-backed securities. Their housing market bags are in the trillions. These are big fucking bags. Their bonds, these are in the fucking hundreds of billions, probably the trillions. None of us are taking it on. They're going to have to start to cover their fucking bags. Look at their stock market. What is retail doing right now? Retail is buying and holding. But what are they buying and holding? Memes. They're buying and holding meme stocks. They're not chasing your fucking bags anymore. We're not watching fucking Main Street media. We're not watching all that crap. Hey, get these stocks. They look great. Next thing you notice, the inverse Kramer index is up 7,000%. We're not buying your bags in the stock market. Guess how fucking overvalued all of these things in the stock market have been? Especially tech companies. Holy fuck, are they overvalued. Guess where else they got bonds? Or bags? They got treasury market bags in the trillions. Bags, 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 bags. Meanwhile, we're all holding one or two stocks. And this is why I say, everybody freaking out about fucking, oh man, meme stocks. Meme stocks. The rest of the market is what? Owned by institutions. When these institutions need to liquidate, where is it going to liquidate from? The rest of the stock market. Not the meme stocks. So the meme stocks are going down. Yeah, they're going down. If you want to go ahead and look at, oh my god, from the all-time high. Every fucking thing's down from its all-time high. That's why it's its all-time fucking high. Compared to the rest of these big fucking stock names, these big ass, the things that used to be blue chips that are now not. They're going to have to liquidate the rest of the market while retail chills. We're chilling. We're chilling right here. They're over here. We don't give a fuck if they're destroying the stock market because we're all fucking right here. So I preach these fucking things so people don't go over here. And when they start to fucking do this, they're bag holders. All these morons, like I said, these YouTubers, they're all just crying. Wow, look at me, look at me, look at me. Trying to get, they got me banned 3 days ago. For what? Because nobody pays attention to them anymore. They're trying to get Adam Aaron overthrown as CEO. Why? Because you're not paying attention to them anymore. The grift's done. I mean, that's the one thing that I mean, seriously. If you ever look at any of my fucking videos, I've never told you a stock that I own. I barely cover, I cover AMC on important issues. I cover GameStop on only important issues. Other than that, the only thing I talk about is market corruption. And corruption, period, in the United States. This is why you will never see me shill other stocks or all of these things. Hey, let's go chase this. Let's go chase this. And then if it goes up 42 cents, look, we're up 60,000%. I'm such a great genius. And then, boom, everyone else is holding bags other than that tuber. We have surpassed them all, my friends. This shit is getting... They're already back to the blame game. You already have Ken Griffin blaming us. Meme stock losses are healthy for the economy. If we weaken the meme stocks and other speculative assets like NFC and cryptos, it's really good for the economy. Ken, go stick it up your ass. You're literally the biggest piece of shit ever. You know the billions that you've taken out? Guess what? The billions that you could have put back into the economy are really positive. What a fucking chode, dude. It is pretty funny right here, though. You know, I'll do a little computer share. But like I said, they're throwing out every little fucking anything they can. They just need you to sell. All the other people are just shilling. Meanwhile, AMC is getting an upgrade on their bonds. Meanwhile, AMC took their only debt that was due in 2023. And they pushed it out to 2027? 5 more years. They haven't even sold Ape yet, and they're already tackling some of this down. They got off $106 million. This is a massive thing, but you know the stock's going to drop 20 cents. Why? Because they're going to just short the fuck out of it. I wrote this to fucking Toolbag Gasparino the other day, and of course the guy doesn't say nothing back because there's nothing he can say. Like I said, they're going to drop another 20% in the stock market. Everything is fucked up right now. Everything is over leveraged. The whole fucking world. All right. I'm going to go in here quick, take some questions, because I've been going on for like 2 hours. I feel like about an hour and a half straight here. Does anyone have any questions quick? I know we had some before, but I don't know if those people are still in here. So if they're still in here, re-ask your questions. A lot of people ask me about APE, AMC. Oh, there we go, Pantheon. Could you please mention that? Pantheon, can you please mention the SEC technical error that reopened 12 proposed rules, including the short reporting, transparency. Honestly, Pantheon, I honestly don't even know too much about that, buddy. If you want to throw me one quick link, I can tell you all about her. But honestly, I haven't been paying attention to SEC's proposed rules and any of that shit. I don't even care about them. When will this crash? This will crash after midterms. The Federal Reserve will continuously bail out the Swiss. The Federal Reserve will continuously bail out these other people through the swap market. But the thing is, you know, a lot of people are like, well, they can do this forever. No, they cannot, because every time they do this, this will have a ripple effect. How much longer can they pull this off? I honestly have no idea, my friend. The way that it looks, it should have blown up fucking yesterday. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with DRS. I don't have a problem with DRS. If people think that, you know, they want to go protect their assets, you know, when things crash and all this stuff, if they don't trust their brokers, get the fuck out of them. I mean, you see all this fuckery with these brokers all the time. It's not like I'm sitting there like, God, man, fucking all these brokers are... There's this one broker out there that's the for sure, you know, they're the one. I have Fidelity, doesn't mean that I'm like, God, Fidelity is the greatest in the history of life. They have their bullshit too. I just don't know if I can, if I would do DRS, I don't know if I can sell. And that alone is my only concern, and that alone is a concern enough for me to not do it. So, everyone does their own thing. Everyone's got their own... Said, if you like DRS, I'm not going to knock you for it. If you don't want to do it because you don't want to sell, you know, worried about your selling, me too. How do I protect myself? Number one way to protect yourself. I've shown you guys this over and over and over. Other countries, banks have been disabling access to their money. So, number one way, get out of ISDA banks. If you have over 250K, I bet you will lose. You're going to probably start losing some of that money when these go down. Just saying. Get out of ISDA banks. They will lock you out of your cash. Physical commodities. Always, you know, you got silver. I can't sit there and say all these things because technically it's financial advice. But, you know, what I'm buying, you know, physical gold. Not gold stocks. Not gold back anything. Gold. Physical gold. Silver. There could be a silver squeeze. I'm getting land. I don't know if I should keep going. I'm not gonna keep going because I don't know if they're gonna fucking. Oh, because you give financial advice. Fuck them. Things of this nature. Credit unions are 5. You know, if you can, some people can actually get better rates by moving mortgages to credit unions. 6. I think meme stocks, because like I went over before, if you own meme stocks, retail's not selling, they should still hold their value compared to all the other blue chips in the market. If these corporations are liquidating and they're selling, then you're going to see those actually go down compared to, you know, AMC. is majority owned by retail. So unless retail decides to sell, value should be held. I'm not going to keep... All right, now I'm not going to keep going. But things of that nature, my friends. Commodities. Things that will be in high demand. What are non-ISDA banks? Non-ISDA banks. They're not on this list. It is a non-ISDA bank. Local credit, credit unions, local mom and pop banks. But I just sent that link for the site in the chat, so everybody that wants to get out of ISDA, this is where you should, if your bank's on this list, probably should get the fuck out of it. Alright, we're going to Pantheon. One second here, Pantheon, you sent the link. Where the fuck is it? Here it is. Alrighty. Oh, you're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you're talking about these right here. Here you go. Submission of common rulemaking. So what Pantheon was talking about is this. Why is my computer loading so slow? What the fuck? Alright, I'm going to keep reading questions. Pantheon, I'm going to read this while I'm reading questions, and then I will answer yours, my friend. Unless you want to come up and talk, buddy. I mean, you got my Discord, don't you? I'm pretty sure you have my Discord, Pantheon. Always welcome to come on and talk about stuff, my friend. Let me pull up my Discord quick. CBDCs. Ooh! I almost forgot about CBDCs. I want you guys to listen to something. Where the fuck? There it is. Sure, my volume's right over here. Quick. Hold on. Let me switch my things over from my headset to my speakers. I got my audio wrong. I want you guys to be able to hear it. Here we go.
The third way we think CBDC can improve financial inclusion is through what we call programmability. That is, CBDC can allow government agencies and private sector players to program, to create smart contracts, to allow targeted policy functions.
That was it. That is what I wanted you to hear. Did you fucking hear what he just said? To allow targeted policy functions. This is what I've been talking to you about. They can fucking decide
to create smart contract, to allow targeted policy functions. For example, welfare payment. For example, consumption coupon. For example, food stamp. By programming CBDC, those money can be precisely targeted for what kind of people can own and what kind of use.
What kind of use? What you can own. Did you fucking hear that? We can control what you can buy. We can control who can own certain properties and things. What the fuck? This is what I'm telling you. This is what I've been talking about forever with CBDCs. This is what they want. Why? They can control everything. Let's say they give a stimulus to people. Guess what? You only have 30 days to use it. Let's say they can literally control how much money you have and the amount of allotted time you have to spend that money. They can control your savings. They can control what you can buy. He literally just said it.
This money can be utilized for example, for food. So this potential programmability can help government agencies to precisely target their support.
Did you fucking hear that? That means it can allow government agencies to just target people who support them, and everyone else who doesn't, get fucked. Literally, that's what he just fucking said. This is why on all my streams, CBDCs are the end of freedom. It is the end of the United States freedom. You do not fucking allow this under any circumstances, period. This is total control.
To those people who need support. So that way can also improve financial inclusion. Of course, I want to end with a caveat because CBDC is not a panacea. CBDC cannot solve every challenge in financial inclusion. There are some aspects of financial inclusion is not related to technology. For example, financial literacy, digital literacy. So CBDC has to work with other policies together to try to improve financial inclusion.
This is literally pissing me off every time I fucking watch this idiot. Like I said, you guys, CBDCs are what they want. CBDCs are, in the end of the day, if they crash the economy, it's the one thing that they said they can create to control inside of the central banks. I posted that earlier when, who was it? I believe it was, where the fuck is it? I can't remember who's said this. Where the fuck is she? Yeah, we'll get into that more in a second here, too. Good grief. Like I said, this shit is just fucking ridiculous, man. No, that's when Terra got me banned. Fucking stupid fucking. Alright, I can't find it, of course. It's not right at the top. But one of the main people inside of the World Bank, God, of course I can't find it, whatever. One of the main people in the World Bank said that CBDCs, and they talked about crypto, and they talked about how crypto is such a bad thing because it's free banking, and we need to abolish crypto, and we need to replace it with CBDCs because it's vital for the central banks to keep their current role moving forward. Why the fuck do we want you to keep your role moving forward, you pieces of shit? You're the reasons it's all fucked up in the first place. And you're helping out the fucking politicians, the corruption, all of these corporations. Yeah, I can't find it, man. I post way too much stuff. But yeah, like you're seeing here with banks, stocking up on gold. Usually when you do what the banks do, it's not a bad thing. I can't find this thing I'm looking at. I'm going to give up here in a second. Can't remember her name. I had it in another goddamn stream. I just can't. Whatever. Whatever, I'm gonna move on. Alright. Anyone else have any more questions? Yeah, Cumber got me banned with her little fucking gang of buddies. You sent me a DM.
I keep asking anybody at the Fed or outside of the Fed to explain to me what problem this is solving. I can send anybody in this room $5 with Venmo right now, right? No, seriously. So what is it that a CBDC could do that Venmo can't do? And all I get is a bunch of hand waving. I get a bunch, well, maybe it's better for financial inclusion. Maybe it's better for cross-border remittances. Maybe, is there any evidence that it is? And, they say, well, what about China? China's doing it. Well, I can see why China would do it. If they want to monitor every one of your transactions, you could do that with the central bank digital currency. You can't do that with Venmo. If you want to impose negative interest rates, you could do that with the central bank digital currency. You can't do that with Venmo. And if you want to directly tax customer accounts. You could do that with the central bank digital currency. You can't do that with Venmo. So I get why China would be interested. Why would the American people be for that?
Exactly. It's literally against fucking freedom. It's against everything. So why they sit there and, oh, CBDCs are the greatest thing in the whole fucking world. No, they're not. It's just literally their final way to take away the last of your freedoms. Because what's our government basically do every day? How much more freedom can we take away with them not writing? Oh, let's take some freedoms away, but let's go ahead and, instead of them getting pissed off at us, let's go ahead and make some mainstream medium things like, oh man, nope, gay rights or some racist thing or some sexist thing or something we need to have happen. Oh, guns are always our great fallback. We need them to be distracted at all times from the real fucking issues. Said it's just fucking ridiculous. This fucking entire system is just built around fucking the banks, bailing the banks out, and the banks, like I said, how can a country be too big to fail? I mean, how can a country not be too big to fail? How can any person alive not be too big to fail? But yet there's companies that are too big to fail? What? But yet we see they can fail. So basically you're just saying this company has literally a right to just do whatever they want, whenever they want. If it ever fucking goes wrong, you'll pay for their mistakes. Because they're vital to the system. Why? If every single person got out of JP Morgan, if every person left JP Morgan tomorrow, and every single person went to a credit union, what would happen? To us, not them. What would happen to us? Absolutely nothing. What would happen to them? They would be beyond fucked. Because they don't have that much money to be transferring over to everyone. They don't have the assets, the collateral to go ahead and switch on over to other banks to now say that they have it in their accounts. And JP Morgan would get destroyed. But what would happen to me and you? Nothing. So why are they too big to fail? Just like he said, why would we want CBDCs? They go against everything we stand for. Of course China wants it. They're not free. China wants to control their people. China's throwing their people in these fucking... Have you seen these COVID camps? I mean, these things are fucking insane. Of course, I don't have a fucking picture of the damn thing. I can't remember what the hell it was called. It wasn't a fucking... What did they call it? What did the Chinese call it? It was like... It wasn't a camp. It was fucking... Or it wasn't imprisonment. It was a... It was like a fucking rehabilitation center. This. Where the fuck is it? Oh, I bet it's all wiped away because it's COVID shit. Duh. In COVID, or in China, they're still able to tackle you because of COVID. Fucking throw you in a cell with these hazmat suits on and fucking... quarantine sites. That's what I was trying to think of. Duh, idiot. I'm retarded. Have you fucking checked these out? These things are insane, you guys. And then inside of these things, you can see each one of these boxes here. That's literally a room. Each one of those little boxes here. I'm pointing out with my fucking... Like, these guys don't fuck around, dude. These guys don't fuck around. You do what they want. Of course they want CBDCs. It's complete fucking control. And like I said, this is one thing we gotta make sure we never allow is CB fucking DCs. The re-education camps. Re-education camps, they called it. Yeah, I knew it was something fucking weird. Or something like that. It wasn't quarantine camps either. It was some weird. It was some... Yeah, I think it was re-education camps. Which, like, what are you talking about? Google censors your searches. Yeah, of course it does. Take a hit here quicker and smoke it. Man, I can't even talk about the jab, bro. Anyone who got the jab, I'm sorry. That's all I can say about that. I didn't do it because I don't trust our fucking government in any way, shape, or form. So it turns out no one should have. But I'm not going to go down that. Too many fucking people get too crazy about that. All right. You should check out Brave. Yeah, they might as well be concentration camps, man. Bring it back to AMC MOAS. Don't get distracted. Dude, all this shit fucking goes back to AMC. AMC MOAS happens when the banks get crushed. AMC MOAS happens when fucking these shorts, they continuously sell, and the collateral runs out. Other than that, that's why I don't do, like, daily AMC fucking updates. It's like... unless they're paying down debt or something, I don't need to do a video on them. There's so much shit going on in the background, man. Like I said, I don't know why nobody's watching the banks. That's all we need to be watching. Ape does not get converted. If Ape doesn't get converted, is that bad for hedge funds? Yeah, I mean, they can't cover AMC shares. See, the thing with Ape... we'll just get into Ape here for a little bit, because I know a lot of people wanted me to talk about Ape, and I haven't talked about Ape in a while. Alright. Let's get into Ape quick. Whoop. Do a new one. Fuck it, I'll just do a new one over this. Alright. So, Ape. AMC. Shorts. Alright, so... alright, that's a... ugly ass ass. Here we go. So either way. Shorts, when Ape was created, it split into two. Their short position. So basically, the price cut in half, but the number of shorts rose to equal the same value. So just to make it very simple math, let's just say you had two short positions. Split them up. And now you have 4 short positions. You now have 2 here, and you now have 2 here. People ask me, is there any chance Ape squeezes? Is there any chance it goes higher than AMC or blah, blah, blah? Or, you know, which is better to have, Ape or AMC? Which one's going to be the one to MOAS? Well, technically, they both could have a squeeze. The thing with Ape, when it was first created, you guys remember the word rehypothecation. Rehypothecation is bankers taking, brokers taking our assets, basically people on margin's asset, and using them again as collateral. So it's brokers using clients' assets as own. Now, when Ape was issued, we already know about the synthetics and all these things. What the problem is, and with these FTDs, the problem is all of these brokers through rehypothecation have created a ton, with the stock borrow program also, they have created a ton of fake shares. So what should have happened if they didn't do fuckery with Ape? Let's go over Ape quick. Day 1, what happened? Day 1, Ape's created. What happens? Ape's made. Day 1, you had 43 million FTDs. 2, they turned off the buy button. Overseas apes still can't buy. They released Ape on different days 4 diff brokers. So what does that do? Well, if you had to release all the apes at one time, guess what? This 43 million would have been higher. But the fact that they gave them extra days to kind of come up and fill this, find this, do this, make another imaginary fucking thing, do another ISDA contract, do whatever you got to do, blah, blah, blah. It lowered, this again, lowered the buying pressure that they should have had to have covered. Well, oh, they tried to open options for a second. Day one. They turned it to close position only. And then they turned it to close position only, so other people that got ape couldn't buy more, didn't know what was going on, saw that they could only sell it, and probably sold those shares. So they did all of these things to suppress the price of fucking ape. Then on top of that, they got influencers to get people to sell. Ape should have fucking blew up. Why? The day ape was issued, it was what? It was given to everyone who had fucking AMC already. It was given away. Now, what does that mean? That means almost all the supply was already filled. So, supply should have been super low. Demand should have been insane because you should have had brokers, retail, shorts, all coming in buying ape. And instead, all this fucking shit happened. Ape should have blown up, just like I was saying to everybody right away. It should have been 7, 8, 10 bucks, 20 bucks already, and Adam Aaron should have already been able to fucking basically pay off the debt. But what do they do? On top of that, if you're a short, what are you going to do in this situation? If you are a short, you're going like this. You're going, all right, you got AMC here, and you have fucking ape right here. In my eyes, AMC is already dying. I'm just a short. I'm not saying I believe this. I'm just in the mind of a short. AMC's dying off. Apes will get bored. Apes will leave. Fucking whatever they want to do. I don't even care what they're thinking over here. But they're looking at AMC and they're going, I want this to go, but, you know, it's already slowly going on its own. Then they look over here and they see ape and they go, if ape is done right, if all of this fucking manipulation wouldn't have happened day one, ape should have been at 10 bucks, 9, 10 bucks, whatever, 15, whatever it should have been at. And Adam Aaron should have been able to pay off debt. So they look over here and they go, all right, this is no concern. This can make this a concern. Why? Because it can kill my short thesis. It can fuck my whole world up. The entire reason why I shorted AMC in the first place. So what are they doing? They're shorting the living fuck out of ape. They're shorting the shit out of it. They fucking attacked the shit out of this. And remember when I was showing you, I don't know if I can pull it up on my thing still. I'm showing you that. Hold on a second. That's why right away, do you guys remember right when Ape came out? What happened? Ape ended up being more shorted than AMC. And that's exactly what I told you was going to happen. They were going to fucking attack Ape like crazy. They were going to short the shit out of Ape so they could not save AMC. And that's exactly what they did. That is exactly what they did. They shorted the fuck out of AMC, or out of Ape. Then they did all the other manipulation tactics on top of it to make everybody go, Ape's pointless. When in reality, if people would have thought, hey, if we all go buy ape, it's just like with these treasury bonds. If we all go buy ape, we buy their debt quick. Down the road, it will be beneficial for us long term. If we buy it right now short term, yes, you might lose some money, but in the long run, it will pay off. All these fucking tubers that were like, oh my god, we don't want to do this, they'll dilute ape and screw us. Those are children thinking short term. Yes, you might have gotten your money lost in ape when he issued those shares because there would have been dilution. But if AMC's price would have went, or if AMC would have raised enough capital, pay down their debt, AMC's price would have went up so much it would have offset whatever the dilution did. You see what I'm saying? But AMC's debt would have been gone. The shorts in AMC still would have been trapped because they still couldn't go over to or use ape shares to buy or convert them over to AMC. Now, a lot of people sat there and talked about, well, if they get enough shorts to buy ape, they will just vote it. This is the biggest FUD information out there ever. This is impossible. This can't happen. Why? Because let's think about this. When you short a stock, you lose voting rights. You don't have them. So that means they need to buy one ape for what they shorted. Then they need to buy one ape just to have the vote. So they need to buy 2 shares for every one of their shorts. And there's not enough ape shares out there for that to be done. So they could never get that amount of votes that they need to overthrow retail. But all the fucking, that was their big thing. No, we can't do that. They might get enough and then vote it out. And that was the big scare trying to go around. No, they can't. They can't buy the float over more than what's out there. Well, they can. We already see that, but you know what I mean. Loser said GTII is gonna mow ass. I could care what Lou says is gonna mow ass. What did I just tell you? They ran out of fucking... Nobody's paying attention to AMC anymore with them. Because they have nothing to say. They don't know anything else. So what are they going to do? They're going to throw out fucking other stocks and grift them up. They're going to pump and dump a couple other things and go, see? Look at these ones. Congratulations. You found out how to day trade some other plays in the meantime. Welcome to the rest of us. When are we gonna mow as? Dude, I can't give a date. I've already given you time frames. Can't say it's gonna happen on this date. I don't know. Between those 2 dates, those days, after midterms and sometime shortly after the beginning of next year, I don't see how the hell they can last past that in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, you always got to get that Matt Kors fanny pack. I almost feel like maybe we fucking should play the song. I mean, I don't even fucking know. I haven't looked at GTI's anything. Is it up? Everyone's saying they made money. Did you really make a lot, or did you just make it a little, enough that you should have been making like on every other place? Uh-oh. Play the song? Alright, I'm gonna play the song quick.
T-Mobile 5G home internet is here. With a 15-minute setup.
Yeah. Coors Light. You know what it is. Haha. Moon gang. I just want a Mac Course fanny pack. Don't you want a Mac Course fanny pack? Yeah. I just want a Mac Course fanny pack. Baby. Don't you want a Mac Course fanny pack? Yeah. LT Gray, get into the money. Yeah. I got adjustable straps, right size, a small pocket on the inside. Yeah, I know you like that. That's right. You can go to a festival. Yeah. Or even vacation. Or be like me. Just keep your hands free. I just want a Mac Course fanny pack. I just want a Mac Course fanny pack. Don't you want a Mac Course fanny pack? I just want a Mac Course fanny pack. I just want a Mac Course fanny pack. I just want a Mac Course fanny pack. Don't you want a Mac Course fanny pack? I just want a Mac Course fanny pack. $30.99. Yeah, you can look so fine. Yeah, you can look so mean. Yeah, in your new mom jeans. Yeah, water resistant. Yeah, got top zippers. Yeah, with two sliders. It's customizable. Yeah, I just want a Mac Course fanny pack. Don't you want a Mac Course fanny pack? Yep. I just want a Mac Course fanny pack. I do. Don't you want a Mac Course fanny pack? Yeah. Don't you want to sell your shares? Yep. Don't you want to subscribe? I do. Yeah. Don't you want to spin it on me right now? Super chat. I just want a Mac Course fanny pack. Don't you want a Mac Course fanny pack? I just want a Mac Course fanny pack. Don't you want a Mac Course fanny pack? I just want a Mac Course fanny pack.
Dude, Phil, that was the funniest part of the whole song. Water resistance, and then this guy like jumps up and does this ballerina dance. Dude, that fucking part cracked me up, man. Water resistant. Oh, Phil. That was literally one of the most legendary things I've ever seen somebody do in this movement, my friend. Thank you so much for doing that. That was so funny. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Phil, please check out my buddy Phil For Real. Said he's pretty much the DJ of this channel. I'm gonna throw his thing up here real quick. Yeah, we do need some banks getting fucked up a little more. I mean, that's the thing. You're starting to see them too as well. I didn't show you guys this. Morgan Stanley, seeing profits down 29%. These are the things we need to see, you guys. This is what we want to keep seeing. Banks missing their marks. Where's the other one? Morgan Stanley misses their marks. You have banking revenue collapses 55%. This is huge. Write that one more time. Banking revenue collapses 55%. Or investment banking. Like I said, you guys, they're getting fucked up. They literally had to take a $6.27 billion swap just to not have the fucking Swiss bank collapse and come over here. That track's worth holding 2 years. Oh, yeah. Do we need a market complete crash or we need a market squeeze for MOAS? I think we're going to need a market crash for it, and then at that point it'll cause a squeeze when they have pretty much no collateral at that point. Yeah, I think Morgan Stanley does own E-Trade. I'm pretty sure they do. Pretty sure they just bought it, didn't they? Yeah. That's what I thought. It was like they bought it a little bit ago, I thought, during this MOAS. Or this fucking movement. Can't remember where the hell this one's. Put a date on there. Oh, October, yeah. October 2nd. Federal Reserve is in the red. Yes, Federal Reserve is in the red. And that's my point. They cannot... A lot of people are asking me, you know, like, I see the Feds continuously have this unlimited amount of money, and it's like, no, they don't. They're in the red. If they keep printing and get themselves out, they're going to have a ripple effect on the economy. You can't keep printing. Like I said, that is what's causing inflation. That, and on top of it, when the Feds, you know, when they start selling those mortgage-backed securities, guess what? They're going to take a huge hit on that as well. So, like I said, they're in between a rock and a hard place right now. They're not really feeling good right now. Banks are finished on October 24th and 25th. What's on October 24th? Phil's last video was late. Matt smells like Greyhound. Alright. Collateral, Bigums. Bigums, did you talk about the new AMC AK filing? No, I mean, I didn't go too super in depth into it. I can if you really want me to. I just figured so many people went over the 8K already. It's kind of like, I don't want to make a repeat video of like 19 other people making one. Buy land, water sources. Ukraine up. I love you, Bliss. Appreciate it. Actually, I was gonna make you a. Now that I see ya, gonna make you a mod ski. You are now a mod, Bliss. Appreciate you always coming in here. Phil, yes, you should go live because I'm about to get off, my friend. I got the wifey's coming home. Got to pick up dog. Apparently, I turned around. He ate fucking 10,000 things. So I have. It looks like a tornado went through my room. So I got a lot of fun cleaning to do before she gets here. So GTII dropped 23% on Friday. Man, what must have been a really good play for him there. Yes, I believe the bank's got to go down for us to mow as. If you want me to do a little video on the filing, I can do that tomorrow morning here when I get up here. I gotta get going. The wife's gonna be home in about 6 minutes, and she's gonna be pissed. All right, y'all. Thank you guys for coming, though. Like I said, I'll make an AK video or a filing on this and show you guys what it does with the debt. I mean, one of the things, like I said, it did do is it upgraded the bonds. So that's definitely a thing. Saves us $106 million. Pushes it out from 2023 to 2027 for the due date. And, you know, just because you're not paying down a whole bunch of debt at the same time, you're moving it out to a point where it's not as big of an issue. So nothing but good things on that 8K. But yeah, I'll go ahead and break more into it. I'll do a little video on it. But I'm super fucking jacked on that. Like I said, that was good stuff. And that was the closest bond that was due. So now you don't have. I don't think there's another note due until like 2027. They only got their deferred rent to worry about, which who cares? They can more than afford that. So AMC shouldn't be going down here anytime soon. But that doesn't mean we still don't need to fucking get in there, support our company, you know, get that revenue as high as we possibly can. So, like I said, guys, keep instead of focusing on, you know, stock price every day, go get yourself a mega bag, and then go enjoy it out at the park or something. You know what I mean? Start to support AMC as much as you can. That is vital. Close it up with the bong rip. Man, I just hit my last bowl. I am completely out. I really wish I could have. Alright, everybody. Thank you guys for coming. Appreciate it. Like I said, I'll try and put a video out on that AK filing here in the morning. Depends on what the wifey wants to do. But thank you guys. Have a great night. Hope y'all have a great weekend. And we'll see you at dawn. We ride at dawn, my friends.